Hey y'all, welcome to a new episode of 5-Star Coach, where you live a 5-star life if you take that advice. I'm Coach D, aka Venus as a Boy. Here are my 3 5-star tips this week for all my 5-star ballers out there. So let's go ahead and get right into this, so we ain't gotta waste no time. And I don't know, this one might be a banger because I recorded it already. The recording gone. In the midst of me recording, excuse me, that was not sexy. That storage message came up. So I feel like I'm gonna run through this a little quicker now, because last video I was chatting, I don't remember everything I said, but let's get into this. 5-star tip number 1. Yo, all right, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna start over again. I can't keep doing it. The allergies coming through, I don't know. It's a whole bunch. I think what I said in the middle really got it. All right, the second one. Anyway, 5-star tip number 1. Be where life is happening in this present moment. It's one thing to be prepared for the future, but it's another thing to obsess and cause anxiety over the future when you can easily just stay right where your feet are. It's another thing to look back at back on life for the lessons and just find the lessons and that's it. It's another thing to look back on life and focus on everything but the lessons that you learned from a situation, just causing yourself to feel down and out. Being in this present moment will help you shift perspectives, shift timelines, whatever, because in a moment, anything can happen in a moment. Life can change just like that in a brief moment, and you never know. You never know when that moment is going to happen. You never know when that moment is going to happen, period. But you will never experience that moment of the shift if you aren't in the present where your feet are. Where life is happening where you need to be at. Because while life is happening here, but you're in the future or in the past, you're missing the abundance right here. And if you're so focused on like having abundance in the future, you cannot overlook the abundance that you see right here, right now. And if you're going to look in the past, you shouldn't overlook the abundance from the past, which are the lessons in my eyes. And also it's the lessons, because when you look back things on 2020, it's always like a clear understanding, like, oh shit, I am a very fortunate person because this happened. And all I needed to do was focus on this, and that. And now I can clock that. Okay, but let me come back to the present. But wait, I want to build for the future. However, I know I don't have control over that, but I do know I have control over the steps I take right here in this very moment. That's going to take me towards the future where I can have exactly what I want in my head. So let me stay here. Let me be present. And that's really like the main thing. And I'm really speaking to myself as well, because like learning how to stay present really helps you calm the fuck down. It helps you realize all that stuff you trip about is nothing to trip about. It helps you realize the more you're out of your body instead of being in it, you're going against that knowing how to existing and living. Like people just be on autopilot, and I feel like they get on autopilot because they get stuck in their head worrying about the future, worrying about the past, and everything else that they're doing. That's just like second nature to them. It's just like a muscle memory. But being present in a moment, like it can really change your life, like overnight. It can change you into being the best person that you've ever seen for yourself. Bringing it back to the fact that the abundance right here in this present moment is waiting for you to claim it. So be where your feet are. Be where life is happening in this present moment. And I'm so upset that the video got deleted, because I literally was talking for like 9 minutes. This is only 4 minutes. And I really was saying some great things, but I'm going to leave it at that. Now, 5-star tip number 2. Compare your church. They don't want me to say this one. I knew it was this one. Okay. I don't give a fuck. 5-star tip number 2. And this had by far one of the best 5-star tips I've ever created. Compare your personal transformations to a literal move. Once the money is down for that new apartment, the house, all of that, all the paperwork is clear, you getting to work, right? Take that to personal transformations. The money is down, meaning you already betting on that new version of yourself, right? Don't play no more now. You already put that money down on that. Get to work on that. Build that up. So when bringing back to the moving, you ready to go to work, you getting the trucks, the boxes, you throwing things away, you calling around for help, etc. With a personal move, the truck, that's literally your mind going back and forth, right? Because with the truck, you know, with movements, it requires a whole bunch of back and forth from one house, from the old house to the new house, right? So with your mind, you're going to move from that old mindset to the new mindset. However, the boxes are filled with things that are coming to the new house. That's what's going to go in the truck. So when you go from that old mindset to the new mindset, box up the things from that old mindset that still can come along. Those lessons that you learned that was valuable, that charisma you have, your passion, all of those great things about yourself. Bring those with you and bring it along. Throw that other shit out though. Because you know, why pack up some broken things? Why pack up some shit that don't hold no weight? Why pack things and bring it to the new house that's coming with old nasty energy that you don't even want? For instance, you know, when you go to a new house, you get a new broom, get a new mop and all that. You get new cleaning supplies and clean the house down and all that before you move in, of course. But you get the mop and broom because you want that new energy. Like, throw those old mops and brooms away. Those old thoughts, those ways of living, all those old perspectives, throw that shit away. Yo, they y'all not getting me. Fuck it. I'm not even ready to do all that with y'all. But do everything you need to do to leave your old home the same way you do in a physical move. Get the fuck out of there. Get out of there. And remember, that shift from when you go from an old house to the new house, it's a little awkward. It's a little awkward. It's only a little awkward though because it's like, girl, this ain't my set. I mean, it's my set, but like, I ain't really acquainted with this, you feel me? So the unboxing, the setting up, the rearranging and stuff, that type of stuff. The same way when you move into a house, like, oh, the couch not here, we gotta sleep on the air mattress just for the night because I don't feel like putting up the bed, or I'm just putting the bed down on the floor because I don't feel like putting the bed frame together, da-da-da-da. You gotta do that. You gotta go through that type of stuff. That groundwork to make the home a home. And like I said before on I don't know which episode it was, but building a home with inside. When you go from one home to the next home, one mindset to the next mindset, one way of living to the next, you have to do the setting up. You got to rearrange some things too after you set it up. You might think, oh, that look cute. Actually, I need to throw this over here. And actually, let me go get to the store and buy something new to put right here for an accent piece. I don't know, right? Whatever. But that transition is going to be, at first, something to get used to. But when you compare the transition, that personal transition to the moving transition, you're going to get, I got to get used to this, but you're willing to get used to it. Because it's a new home. It's my house and I live here. And I ain't got to worry about the old things from the old place because I don't live there no more. I don't got to worry about them neighbors. I don't know them no more. I mean, unless, you cool with Kathy, cool. But if not, I don't know them. I don't know that area no more. I don't know nothing about that. That's how you got to move with the personal transitions. It's going to be a little awkward, but I'm ready for this. You know that awkward first nights living at a new house? That's how it is moving to a new mindset. But the thing is, with that house, you're willing to do that. You want to do that. You're ready to do that. Same way you need to be moving with your personal transitions. Get rid of everything that's preventing you from growing into who you want and supposed to be. And who you want to be is who you're supposed to be, no matter what anybody else is thinking. So, compare your personal transformations to a literal move. And now, 5-star tip number 3. I need to get some allergy medicine, bro. This is horrible. It's the season changing. Anyway, having an imagination is the key for a successful life, especially if you're manifesting. But having an imagination is key to a successful life because if you can see it up here, you can bring it to life. And those people who are like, oh, I'm just so realistic, like those realistic people, like you can have an imagination too. Being an adult doesn't mean you can't have an imagination. Being whimsical and being imaginative makes life worth it. Because in those moments, the way that kids get so excited over those little nothings, that's what you will feel in those moments, tending to your imagination and allowing your imagination to grow. You will feel those little nothings, but they will mean so much because it's like, I'm just having fun in my head, but I'm having fun. You feel me? Like, to a boring adult, you know, the ones, oh, I'm too grown, I'm grown, all that other shit. They're going to look at you like, what the fuck? Like, what's wrong with you? But their consideration of fun is going to fuck up their liver, smoking, drowning themselves and all that, and having all this sex and shit like that. And there's nothing wrong with smoking, drinking, sex. Hey, we all love that. But if that's the only thing you do to have fun, I think that's a problem, right? As an adult, you can have an imagination. Be imaginative. Shit, go picture yourself flying in a fucking, I don't know. Look, I'm not even making no example. Y'all know I love an example. Either way, being an adult does not mean you should not have an imagination. You shouldn't be an imaginative adult. And being realistic shouldn't stop you from being having an imagination, because those two come together so perfectly. I see it in my head. Okay, now let me take that imaginative helmet off, put my realistic helmet on. What steps do I need to take to bring that imagination to real life? And then do it. But to have a successful life, you also got to see yourself doing big shit. You know, that imagination is going to help you see yourself doing big things. Versus you just, oh no, the world is this, government is this, all of that. Oh no, my parents did this, so I'm going to do the same thing. You don't want to live for yourself? Because having an imagination is the most, I'm going to live for myself, I'm going to do for myself, I want to be myself as tool. Because it's your imagination. It's what you see up here. Nobody else can see that. Nobody else can create that. So tap into that imagination. Be as imaginative as possible. Get lost in it, but always know how to find your way back to the real world to create space to seize the opportunities, to create the space for, seize the opportunities for, and for, damn, Dante, fuck. Yo, they don't want me to say shit this video. Oh my gosh, this never happened to me. Oh, no, I lost it. No, save space, create space, and seize opportunities that align with that imagination. That's it. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to stop this video actually now. That's the 5-star tip number 3. That's the third one. Having an imagination is key for a successful life. And now that is the end of this week's episode of the 5-Star Coach, where they will try to stop you from shining, but you cannot stop shining because you are the light. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. I will be back here next Friday, of course, as always. And until then, I'll see y'all. And stay flying pretty. And don't let nothing stop you from getting your message out. Don't let nothing stop you from doing what you know you're supposed to do.